Jose Ramirez got surgery on Tuesday. That same day, Randy Arozarena hurts his hamstring. He's on the IL. The next day, Julio Rodriguez, hamstring injury. Max Scherzer, that same day, placed on the IL. Later that night, Mike Trout tweaks his hamstring. He goes on the IL. Thursday, Bobby Witt Jr., MCL sprain, hasn't played yet. Same day, Adolis Garcia, it's announced he's got a lat injury. He's out for the season. Even worse for the Phillies. Later that day, Trey Turner hit by pitch, leaves game early. That same day, Adley Rutschman hits in the face with the ball, goes on the concussion IL on Friday. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. leaves the game on Friday as well, tweaking his back. Justin Verlander placed on the IL on Friday as well, strained hamstring for him. Somehow Colby Thomas caught this ball, didn't get hurt.
Still going, late big try. Oh, he caught it.
Mike Soroka and Jordan Lawler leave the game early on Friday as well. Jack Leiter the next day, 15-day IL, ankle impingement. The next day, Jared Jones hit by a comebacker. Earlier that week, Jazz Chisholm got hit in the balls.
I don't know where he fouled this one off, and I don't really want to know. I don't think.
Takes a foul ball in the balls. On a scale, he said it was a 1 million on the pain scale. After the game, says he was not wearing a cup. After the game, says he will not wear a cup. Refuses to wear a cup. Judge, he thinks it's funny. It's not funny. It was a pain scale of 1 million. Aaron Judge fractured his rib. Hasn't played since May 31st, and since then they are 11-7. They've moved into first place. Currently have the best record in the AL. They have the best run differential in the AL by 95 runs. Third in the MLB in runs this year, without Judge. Second in starting pitching ERA, 7th in relief pitching ERA. That's without Max Fried, and that's been without Garrett Cole most of the season. Davis Martin came into this series, the pitcher for the White Sox, 2.41 ERA, 4th most valuable pitcher in baseball. What did the Yankees do to him? 9 runs on 3 homers off Davis Martin. Next day, Ryan Weathers takes them out for the Yankees. He's lost his last 3 starts, and he's given up a run in the first inning in 2 of his last 3 starts. He blew the lead in the other game in his other start. Wants to change that. Play the clip.
Side pretty quickly, and for good reason. His frustration was really boiling over when I spoke to him after his last start, telling me, I am sick and tired of putting this team in a hole.
Man, he might have done it again. That ball is long.
Puts his team in a hole again. Bad timing for Weathers. However, that's the only run he allowed all game. Only allows 3 hits all game, strikes out 8. 4 out of their 9 players in their opening day lineup are not playing right now. That's Stanton, Judge, Grissom, and Wells. Still 3rd in MLB in runs, 2nd in offense in OPS, and 1st in homers. A 2-game lead over the Rays, 8.5 game lead over the Blue Jays, who currently have 5 starters on the IL, 10.5 over the Orioles, and a 14.5 lead over the Red Sox, who had their stadium invaded by Scottish people this week.
How many innings is that?
9.
Oh, you're having a lot. I'm trying to get my t-shirt off.
So Scotland's in the World Cup, and they're playing in Boston. So there's thousands and thousands of Scottish people in Boston.
Have you ever been to Fenway?
Never, but I grew up watching Cheers.
So on Sunday, the Tartan Army showed up at Fenway. They'd won their first World Cup game the day before against Haiti in Foxborough, so paraded through Fenway in drums, bagpipes, kilts. They're singing the entire time. There's not one instance in this whole thing they're not fucking singing shit. From Thursday to Sunday, it was said they drank 4 times as much Boston lager than a typical holiday weekend. So they're outpacing the holiday weekend. 5,000 Scottish fans came to Fenway to watch the worst baseball team in the league, singing in the stands, singing in the frickin' concourse, drinking a lot of beers. So the Scottish Heritage Night sells out. Did the Red Sox win the game? No. They got swept by the Blue Jays. They scored 4 runs all series against the Blue Jays. So the Red Sox right now, worst offense in baseball by runs, 2nd worst offense by home runs, 4th worst OPS in baseball by OPS. Their 2 best players are hurt right now. Roman Anthony and Garrett Crochet have played in a combined 4 games since May 1st. But the worst injury of them all, Shohei Ohtani's finger. Oh my God, this guy is bleeding all over the place. He's dealing with 2 injuries. Shohei just had the worst start of his season. In April, he gave up 2 runs. In May, he gave up 3 runs. On Wednesday, he gave up 4 runs in 1 inning. He was bleeding on himself due to a blister. So he's got a blister on his finger. He also dealt with his blister in his last start. So combined, he allowed 7 runs in his last 2 starts with the blister. He's also dealing with knee inflammation. He missed 1 game last week with knee inflammation. Came back, hit a home run, first game back off knee inflammation, then missed another game this weekend because he had a baby. Has a baby, misses a game, comes back, hits another home run in his first game back. So since missing a game with a knee injury, he has 3 hits, but they're all homers. So he's got a 667 slugging and a 1,014 OPS. So his knee has not slowed down his hitting at all. However, his knee and his blister might be a problem with his pitching. You know, he missed over a month in Japan with a blister back in the day, and he also in 2023 missed a game with a blister, and not too far after that went down with Tommy John. So So, I mean, a blister, if you look at the history of Shohei, kind of leads to poor things. The Dodgers currently have 4 All-Stars on the IL, but it does not matter how many All-Stars are on the IL because they sweep the Rays, go 4-2 this week, at the best record in baseball, best run differential in baseball, best average, best on-base percentage, best OPS in baseball, have the best starting pitching staff in baseball, currently have a 100% chance to make the playoffs. First team in MLB to get 100% according to Fangraphs, and they are 9.5 games above the D-backs, who right now only have a 27.9% chance to make the playoffs. And 9 games above the Padres, who only have a 17.7% chance to make the playoffs for the Padres. 17.5 games above the Giants. Their star player just had another incident. So Rafael Devers gets pinch hit for, refuses to leave the game. Top of the 9th, they are down by 1. He gets walked. Since he's slow as shit, they get a pinch runner for him, right? Because this is the tying run on first base. And this is Devers' reaction to that.
Send Jonah Cox out.
He says, no, go back.
They're
Go
gone.
back. I'm going to stay. The guy's like, Cox is like, no, I got to go. He's like, no, go.
Devers
go back.
is-
Go back.
Devers is
And he gets pissed off, screams in his helmet, scratches his head, does a little buff thing, I don't know, and then refuses high fives in the dugout.
And then dodges.
And the bad looks are piling up for Devers. We all know when Bregman came to the Red Sox, said, I'm playing third base, I don't care. Refused to play first base for the Red Sox, got traded to the Giants because the Red Sox didn't like him. Played first base for the Giants, snubbed Will Clark on a first base lesson for the Giants. Reports were that he was not asked to play for Dominican Republic because of his locker room antics. And now this, his old manager, Alex Cora, made a tweet, a very suspicious tweet, right after this happened. He says, but, lips sealed. They probably want to trade him. And in fact, the Giants want to trade their entire team right now. So the reports are they want to trade Adames, they want to trade Matt Chapman, they want to trade Robbie Ray, they want to trade Luis Ariz. That's according to Buster Only. They want to trade anyone who's getting paid money. They're down to 2.2% playoff odds, and they just got swept by the Marlins. The Braves, they have 2 stars on the IL. Acuna is one of them. Weiss says that Acuna is a, quote, long way from returning. That's not good. And Spencer Strider went on the IL, can't throw for 4 weeks. Then they go 1-6 going into the weekend. Then they have to face 2 of the best pitchers in baseball, Jacob Mizorowski and Kyle Harrison back-to-back. So they've started back-to-back games since April 19th. The team is 17-3 in those games. 1.44 combined ERA. Since May 1st, they have combined for 1 loss. The Braves, coldest team in baseball going into this series, and they can pull it out. They scored 2 runs against Miz on Friday. They win the game 3-2. He gave up more earned runs in this start than his previous 8 starts combined. Next day, they got to face Kyle Harrison. 2 more runs scored off Kyle Harrison. They get the win on Ozzie Albies walk-off. This is the first time Miz and Harrison have back-to-back losses all season. It might be time to worry if you're a Braves fan. The Phillies, second best record in June, best record in baseball since Mattingly got hired on April 28th. They had the worst record in the National League on that day. Now they have 81.1% chance to make the playoffs. Saturday, they beat the Mets 15-3. Bryce Harper hit for the cycle in the 5th inning. That same game, Kyle Schwarber hits 3 home runs. Second time in history, a team has a player hit for the cycle and a player hit 3 home runs in the same game, according to Opta Stats. Second time in Harper's career he's hit for the cycle. 5th time in Schwarber's career that he hits 3 home runs in one game. The next day, Schwarber hits another home run. Bryce Harper hits another home run. Bryce Harper is a triple away from a cycle again. And this weekend, in 2 games, Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber alone go 12 for 17, get 12 hits, 6 home runs, 13 RBIs, and 9 runs. They have more homers, 2 guys, in 2 days than 6 teams had all week this week. And they are just 6.5 games back of the Braves. 2.5 games better than the Marlins. The Marlins had come into that series hottest team in baseball. The Marlins had won 10 of their last 12 games. Their starters during that span had a 2.25 ERA. Best pitching staff in baseball. Led the league in K per 9, ERA, FIP, and WAR. That is during that 12-game stretch, I believe. Then they faced the Phillies. Their starters had a 6.97 ERA, gave up 18 runs in 20 2/3 innings, got embarrassed, gave up 5 home runs and 10 walks. Tyler Phillips, famous for punching himself in the face, allowed 8 runs in 4 innings. He had allowed 12 runs, 10 earned all season coming into this game. They do end up winning game 3. They sweep the Giants after that. The Marlins stay hot. They have the best record in baseball since June 1st. They are now tied with the Nationals. James Wood has played in 3 seasons, 313 games, and has faced more pitchers than Ted Williams, who's played in 19 seasons, 2,292 games. So nearly 2,000 less games played and has faced more pitchers than Ted Williams. The AL Central, they don't have a single team with a positive run differential. The White Sox, they lost Murakami to injury. They fall out of first place this week. The Guardians went into first place this week, but they lose their best player, Jose Ramirez, to injury. Justin Verlander is supposed to return to the Tigers on Sunday. He gets injured before he can return. He goes back on the IL. The Royals have the third worst record in MLB, and it gets worse because they lose their best player, Bobby Witt Jr. He gets injured, isn't on the IL yet, but has not played yet. So the only star not injured in that division is Byron Buxton, who famously is never not injured, has missed at least 60 games in 6 of his last 7 seasons, but this year he's played all year, has a 925 OPS. The last 2 weeks, he has 7 home runs in 14 games, 13 RBIs, is batting .365 with a 1200 OPS. When asked about a trade, because everyone's like, dude, this guy's the best hitter in the league, he says, quote, "I don't give a f***. At the end of the day, no one's in my shoes. No one can say anything what I'm going to do. I ain't said nothing about leaving, nor will I. I'm a twin." Well, maybe they won't trade him, bro. Maybe they'll make the playoffs. They go 5-1 this week. Best record in MLB this week, despite having a negative 18 run differential, or 1 game back of a wild card spot, and have a 31.8% chance to make the playoffs. They have better playoff odds than the White Sox right now. The Tigers even have better odds than the White Sox. The White Sox have a terrible week. They lose 2 out of 3 to the Yankees, swept by the Tigers. So they go from first to second. The Tigers have surpassed them in playoff odds. Let's move on to the Pirates. The Jared Jones missed an entire season with Tommy John, right? Came back, returned to May, has made 4 starts, and on Saturday, got hurt again.
Oh, off of Jones, deflects to Gonzalez, and we'll see how Jones is.
Hitting the arm with the comebacker, screams again, rages in the dugout, gets taken out of the game. Gets taken out of the game, but he's gonna be all right. Quote, "If it would have happened any lower, the bone probably would have been shattered." So the initial images are negative. Looks like Jones is going to be okay, but the Pirates don't look that okay, because Pirates, when Paul Skeens starts, suck. They have lost 7 games in a row when Paul Skeens starts. He's got a 4.03 ERA in those starts. If you're wondering, is Paul Skeens washed? This is from North Shore 9. Paul Skeens, from last year to this year, his K percentage has actually gone up slightly. His walk percentage has gone down slightly. Opponent's average has gone down slightly. His whip has gone down slightly. His hard hit percentage has gone down. His barrel percentage has stayed the same. His ground ball percentage has stayed the same. His expected ERA has gone down slightly, yet he is 0-7 in his last 7 starts and has a 4.03 ERA. This would tell you that it's kind of a defensive problem for the Pirates, and it might be. This is like the first time all year that the Central is not playing good. Pirates lost a series to the Rockies, Brewers lost to the Braves, the Cardinals lost a series to the Royals, the Reds under 500. The Cubs, they got PCA. Yet for the cycle on Monday, then immediately gets picked off at first base. That is the most PCA of all time, but then he follows that up with another beast thing, hits a home run. He currently leads all position players in WAR. In June, he's first in average, has the most home runs, has the highest slugging percentage, highest OPS, second highest on base percentage. Pete Crow Armstrong, since he told him to suck his, is batting .316 with a 179 WRC plus, 7 home runs, 17 runs, and a 4.7 WAR. He would be on pace for 7.7 WAR since then. The Seattle Mariners stay in first place. They've been battling injuries too. Randy Rosarena's on the IL. Cal Raleigh's missed most of the year on the IL. Now Julio Rodriguez gets hurt, but they stay in first place and they're going to be piggybacking. Well, a couple weeks ago, they had 6 starters. They didn't want to put anyone on the IL. They didn't want to put anyone in the minor leagues. They didn't want to put anyone in the bullpen, so they started a piggybacking method where the first pitcher comes in, he throws 5 innings or 4 innings, and then the next pitcher comes in, but instead of a reliever, it's a starting pitcher, and he pitches the rest of the game no matter what, right? So the bullpen does not pitch in this game. It is just 2 starters back to back, and it was Luis Castillo and Bryce Miller. Luis Castillo got taken out of the game and had a bad reaction, did not with it at all, was pissed he was being taken out of the game. Bryce Miller said something similar, saying that, you know, this, I'll do it if they want me to, but it's inconvenient. I don't really like it. So they get rid of it. They go insane, right? During that stretch, they went like undefeated, and then they had like an ERA under 2, I believe. But they get rid of it because the players didn't like it. They just moved to a 6-man rotation. Now they're bringing it back, and apparently the starters all agreed to it. They say they will do it until the All-Star break. But instead of just 2 pitchers, it's going to be all the pitchers. So they're going to be cycling through everyone. It's going to get piggybacking every once in a while. So there's going to be 4 piggyback games in the next 4 weeks. So about once a week, there will be a piggyback game in Seattle, and we'll see.
And that is all for this week's episode, guys. If we missed your favorite team or you want to hear us go more in depth on your favorite team, click this link to hear the full-length podcast. We have timestamps for all 30 teams. We cover all 30 every single week. So thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe. See you next time.